कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
ओम ज्ञानातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नित्यानंद नमस्तुभ्यं प्रेमानंदप्रदायिने कलौ कल्मषनाशाय जानवापतये नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरतुसे नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So we welcome everyone for today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Uh, so today we are discussing from chapter second, and where is chapter second? And verse number 37. We discussed yesterday and day before yesterday also. हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम् तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चय. Krishna told in this verse, O son of Queen Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up with determination and fight. So, the lesson we learned is that with full determination, we should get up from the lap of Maya and follow the principles of Dharma. Do not lead or do not follow the dictation of mind and ruin your eternal character. That is what we learn. So in the on the path of following the principles of Krishna consciousness, even if we are unable to follow it, means even if we are unable to perfect it, so still there will be no loss. Will be again given the chance to execute it next life. But if because of being unable to tolerate the uh, these dictations given by the mind and senses, if we commit to perform sinful activities, then the life is very, very dark. We discussed this yesterday. So everyone should use his intelligence perfectly. The human beings have been awarded some to some degree. Intelligence has been given to human beings so that they can use his intelligence and decide why should I unnecessarily risk my eternal life just just for the sake of acquiring some cheap temporary flickering material happiness. So one should use his intelligence. And if one is unable to means control his mind and senses because of the circumstances, then one should decide that I will avoid all situations, all unfavorable situations which may lead me to this break the four regulative principles and perform sinful activity. I will give up, reject all those unfavorable situations, and I will accept all those favorable situations which will help me to be able to strictly follow the regulatory principle. So this is very important. If one has to come to at least this level of determination, then only he can be saved from the this clutches of Maya. Otherwise, Maya is always ready to devour everyone, especially the younger generation. Younger generation are the best candidate for Maya, and especially those younger generations who are living life in the big cities, completely unrestricted life, no restriction practically. Whether he is a boy or she is a girl, no restriction. Especially in cities like Mumbai, nobody cares. Not parents, no teachers, nobody cares what. what nonsense they are doing. Nobody cares. And just they lead their life very sinfully, and in this way become more and more implicated in the actions and reactions. Heavy reactions are given for each and every sinful actions. So there must be restriction, but no restriction at all. Parents do not care what their children are doing, why they are coming so late, and teachers do not care in colleges, whatever students may do. In many colleges, these drugs are being sold, and many millions of students are affected by this drugs business. And these college authorities, they know this, but they cannot stop it. Just imagine, they cannot put restriction. But in the colleges, if you go hidingly to teach Bhagavad Gita to students, then they will have so much restriction. That make sure that no Krishna conscious devotee comes inside the college to preach Bhagavad Gita message to students. So that's why this modern civilization is filled with demons in the garb of teachers, politicians, and even parents also. In the garb of parents, teachers, and politicians, demons are taken entry, and they are destroying the spiritual life of these children, students, and subordinates. This is so unfortunate situation. But at least we should understand, by properly understanding the knowledge of properly hearing the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we should understand and we should make our decision very firm. Then no matter, I will avoid all those situations which may trigger my sinful propensities and which may uh, lead me for performing sinful activity. So in this way, one should be determined and be fixed up in the path of executing principles of dharma and save oneself. Should save yourself. So protecting ourselves is our own responsibility. The Supreme Lord Krishna, knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and devotees can only give instructions and give guidance, but they cannot do the things on your behalf. Means deciding choice is in your hand. You have to decide what I am supposed to do. The devotees and knowledge given in the scriptures can only guide us that this should be avoided, this should not be avoided. But if we are not following it strictly, then there will always be risk. So we have to follow the instructions. It's like simple instruction that we should avoid the company of those non-devotees who are accustomed to break the regulatory principles. We should never associate with them, or at least we should give only association should be as minimum as possible, only for the purpose of doing some urgent work, like somebody is a student, only for the purpose of studies, or somebody is doing job only for the purpose of job. So that much only association. In fact, that is also very much uh, risky business. It's not so easy, because those who are affected with this propensity to perform sinful activities, so this propensity, it just comes out of them. Even if you just stand with them, you live with them, do not even talk, their breathing and their aura, it is called aura. So their aura and their breathing will affect your consciousness, and you will get this your sin propensity for performing sinful activities will increase. We experience all these things when we are living in the temple, very nice situation. But for sometimes uh, for preaching activities, we have to go outside. So we travel in metros and local trains. So we meet so many different varieties of people. So of course we never talk with them anything material. Even if our talk is there with them, that is also preaching, because we teach them Bhagavad Gita and the importance of spiritual life. But even if we do not talk, simply by standing with them for some time, that aura emanates from them, aura of this sinful propensity aura. Just like if you live with devotees, uh, if you just associate with devotees, or you just be with devotees, uh, so you get the inspiration to surrender to Krishna because of their purity. That especially if somebody is fortunate enough to meet a pure devotee, so then he can immediately realize this, that yes, we get the inspiration to give up Maya attachment and surrender fully to Krishna. But again, if we leave that association, if we go back to the association of materialistic people, materialistic friends who are so much eager for sense gratification, then immediately our propensity to enjoy increases within the heart and the mind becomes agitated. So this is our responsibility, that if we come across some situations, so we should immediately become alarmed and not to associate with them, not to talk with them regarding subject matter of sense gratification, because it is going to affect our consciousness. This is for sure. And the more we become pure, the more will be chances of getting contaminated from associating with materialistic people. If we are also like them, we may not get disturbed. But if you are, that is a sign of advancement. If you are advancing in Krishna consciousness, if you are advancing in purity, as soon as you come in contact with such situations, such person who are too much after material sense gratification, immediately you will feel agitated. You can experience, you can feel the contamination is coming, impurity is coming. So immediately we should decide, let me finish my bare minimum necessary job here and just get out of here and simply sit somewhere and chant Hare Krishna, hear Prabhupada lecture. I used to do like this when I was working during my job time. So, so in meetings, so okay, in meetings when the discussion is regarding the project, so that's all right. Yeah. But yeah, immediately as soon as meeting is over, then immediately handshaking, embracing each other, and then party, eating and ordering all those things. So immediately I used to get alarm that no, now it's not my business to remain here. Some or other, I used to take leave and go somewhere and sit down and hear Prabhupada lectures, read Bhagavatam. I used to read Bhagavatam like this, and desktop, my fingers were always on all tab. All tab means one tab is always open, Srimad Bhagavatam. But when some of the colleagues or manager they used to come, again all tab that I'm working on some task. So in this way, this is our duty, our responsibility to protect our consciousness. Nobody else is going to do that. We cannot complain. We cannot simply say that what can I do? I'm stuck up in such situation. I have to live with materialistic friends. So when I live with them, my senses are agitated. So what can I do? I cannot avoid their association. No, you can avoid their association if you associate with them only for the purpose of your duty, whatever material duty is there. And rest of the time, unnecessary gossip, unnecessary meeting, and especially this physical contact, this should be avoided completely because that is not at all good. What to speak of physical contact with opposite sex? I'm not just talking about handshaking or embracing opposite sex. That may immediately agitate the mind. But even of the same sex, if the other person, she is too much inclined for sense gratification, sinful propensity is there. So simply by remaining with him, one gets the agitation for sense gratification. This is so powerful. That's why Mahaprabhu said, Vaishnav means asat sang tyag, a Vaishnavachar. Or asat sang, who is asat sang? Asat sang means स्त्री संगी एक असाधु कृष्ण अभक्त आर. स्त्री संगी एक असाधु. One who is too fond of स्त्री means woman. One who is too fond of to live with woman. He is a asang, is a स्त्री संगी. His consciousness is too much polluted. So if a person associates with such a person, such man, he will also get agitated. And for women, similarly, if for women, if she is living with a woman who is too much after man, so then that woman will also get affected with consciousness. So this is known as induction effect. Those who are science students, they might have read this induction effect. Induction effect means you are induced by the influence of magnetic influence, just like magnetic influence. If you keep this iron and with a magnet, so after some time that iron will also get the magnetic quality. Similarly, if you keep yourself if you associate with a person, suppose a boy, he associates with another boy, lives with him, talks with him, and spend times with him. If the boy is more inclined for sense gratification, gradually the as this sense gratification tendency will come in that boy also. And if you associate with a boy or who is a devotee boy, I'm talking about a boy, huh? So who is more advanced in Krishna consciousness, then we'll also get inspiration to advance in Krishna consciousness. And similarly, it is for girls. But boys and girls, they cannot live together, even if they are good devotees. This is psychology, natural tendency. You cannot say that this, suppose this girl is a pure devotee, so I can associate with her, talk with her, live with her, so that I will also get the tendency to become pure devotee. No, because that association will contaminate your mind. And similarly, it applies for a girl. If a girl, she is associating with her devotee boy, who is a very nice devotee, but when they come together, talk with each other, then there is danger. That's why Prabhupada said, boys in Krishna consciousness are good, girls in Krishna consciousness are good when they are separated. No talk, no meeting. But when they come together, they become bad. Why I'm telling all these things? Because this is important. This is happening so many times, especially in cities like Mumbai. You come to the temple so many times. We find a boy, a devotee, nice devotee, chanting 16 rounds, following four yogic principles. And he was very inspired for joining Brahmachari ashram. But after some time, we asked, oh, what happened? You are not coming to the temple program, youth program regularly. Why? And what is your next plan? So he says, Prabhuji, I think I should take a good job now. Why? You wanted to quit your job and join Brahmachari ashram. What happened? No, Prabhuji, I think I cannot because. So then I understand. Then I ask, did you meet a devotee girl? To whom with are you associating? Then he says, yes, yes, Prabhuji. But Prabhuji, she is very nice devotee. She inspired me for many things, for increasing my chanting. Now I'm chanting 25 rounds. She only inspired. You could not inspire me. In last many years, you only inspired me to chant 16 rounds. But within few days, she inspired me to chant 25 rounds. But what about your inspiration for giving up all sense gratification altogether? Now you are thinking to get married. What is this? Uh, that may be Proji, but so in this way, this contamination comes in. So one should strictly follow. All of you are brahmacharis. Brahmachari means those who are unmarried. Those who are unmarried, so they should remain completely aloof from association with opposite sex. Uh, if you are a student, so you should focus on your studies and side by side focus on your Krishna consciousness. You have nothing to do with associating with opposite sex. Because if you do so, then there will be possibility you may get distracted and become implicated, affected with this contamination, this most worst kind of contamination, which in this material world, and especially amongst younger generation, which is known as so-called loving exchanges. They think that this is very nice feeling, nice loving exchanges. Yes, my dear Prabhu, and my My dear Prabhu, yes, this is very nice feeling, but this nice feeling is like the feeling one gets by embracing a snake. Uh, a snake is also very soft, very cool, thanda thanda, cool cool. But if you embrace a snake, what you will get? You will only get poison. Don't mind. I'm telling all this thing very strictly and very openly because all of you are students, youth, and you are practicing devotees. You are practicing very nicely. So that is my business to help you not to get deviated, even in spiritual terms also, thinking that no, do not get deviated. Uh, Leave this illusion. I'm not against marriage, huh? Don't misunderstand. If any of you, and especially Matajis, they have to get married. But even if any of the Prabhujis who are present there, youth, so if you want to enter into Grihastha ashram, that's well and good, no problem with that. But till the time you are not married, you should strictly avoid associating with opposite sex. You know? You should not at all risk. After you get married, you should have association with only with your wife, nobody else. So that is very strict. If somebody is interested to make his or her life successful in Krishna consciousness as well as material life also, in both the life, material and spiritual life, if you want to advance and become successful, then till the time you are not married, act like a brahmachari. Acting like a brahmachari means no association with opposite sex, means no association means no personal contact, no meeting alone, no chatting, no phone calls, and no Instagram, WhatsApp, nothing. Publicly, one can meet only for the purpose of if you have some this material work is there, if you have to do something material, but that is all right because there will be no possibility of getting affected. But this personal contact is very very dangerous. One should avoid. So if one can follow these things, then there is no difficulty. Then there is no possibility of getting engaged in performing sinful activity. You will always remain very safe. So principles should be followed, and in this way, one can advance very smoothly. And even if there are desires within the heart, no problem. Over the period of time, it is all vanished, and one becomes very pure-hearted. And if one can complete his task of becoming completely 100% pure-hearted devotee, so in this life only, after living this present material body, one can go with Krishna to associate with him eternally in the spiritual world. If we are so much eager to have association with somebody, to have association and to have exchanges of feelings and to have the experience of loving exchanges, so why don't you desire to get all those things from Krishna, the Supreme Lord? The only lovable personality, the only object of our love, who can fulfill all our desires. And we can go on associating with Krishna eternally in the most purest form, no contamination. Here, all kinds of loving exchanges, so-called loving exchanges, actually it is all lusty exchanges, no loving exchanges. But with Krishna, you will have complete 10% pure loving exchanges. Whether you are a boy or girl doesn't matter. Krishna can reciprocate with anyone and give full satisfaction. Krishna can have five kinds of relationships with the living entities. If somebody wants to become girlfriend of Krishna, so Krishna can accept. Gopis are there. Wife of Krishna, Krishna can accept. Queens are there. Unlimited millions and trillions of gopis and queens Krishna can accept. And still, if there are more candidate available, Krishna is willing very nicely. Yes, come on, I am here. And he is powerful. He can expand himself and equally give all his association. Uh, Krishna, one Srila Prabhupada, one in Western countries, one Mataji, 16-year-old girl. So she had a boyfriend in her school days. So her boyfriend left her. So she became very broken hearted. Her heart got broken completely. And she was very sad about it. Then Srila Prabhupada said, why are you so sad? You should be very happy. You should be very happy that now you have the opportunity to make Krishna as your boyfriend. Why don't you make Krishna as your boyfriend? And Krishna is such a loving master, he will accept you. And if you perfect, you become as pure as Krishna, Krishna will come and kiss you. Srila Prabhupada said like this. So of course, here the conception of Krishna being the boyfriend is not the material conception. In the material world, the girlfriend boyfriend conception is completely nasty conception. It's all bogus, filled with lusty desire. That's all. But in the spiritual world, the same same things are there. Girlfriend boyfriend conception is present in this material world. Why? Because it is there in the spiritual world, and Krishna is the supreme boyfriend, and so many gopis are his eternal girlfriends. But their relationship is very pure and no contamination, and it exists in purest form, and it never gets broken. Urdhvamula adhasakha aswatham prahuravayam. This is explained in Bhagavad Gita first chapter, that the spiritual world is real tree, and this material world is a reflection of the original tree. So just like in the reflection, when the reflection is there, so we see what we see, that the roots are upward and the branches are downwards of the original tree. So similarly, all those things, all those relationships which are in the spiritual world exist in material world also. But in the spiritual world, the relationship which is of highest quality, which is of highest purity, in the material world, because of perverted reflection, those relationships becomes the most degraded kind of relationship, and it results into most miserable situation. In the spiritual world, the relationship between young boy and young girl, a girlfriend, boyfriend, which is known as in this material world. So with Krishna, this relationship of the gopis, parkiya bhav, it is said parkiya bhav, means a relationship of a girl with a boy without getting married, that is known as parkiya bhav. And relationship of a wife with husband is assocaition bhav. So Krishna has 16,000, when Krishna was present on this earthly planet, in manifest pastime, he had 16,108 wives, queens. So they were in Swakiya Bhav. So that is also of highest purity, no contamination, no lust at all. And in Vrindavan, Krishna had many millions of gopis, girlfriend. Uh, and that is even still higher than the Swakiya Bhav in Dwarka, and is still purer than the relationship with the queens, and it maintains the highest kind of purity. So much so that those pastimes known as Ras Leela, which Krishna performed with the gopis girlfriend, so those pastimes are glorified constantly by liberated personalities like Narada, Vyasadeva, Sukadeva, Goswami, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who maintained the standard of ideal sannyasi. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited the highest standard of sannyasa dharma. He was so strict sannyasi that it is said no woman can come near him even to offer their respectful obeisances. Far, far, very far away, the women, if they used to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so very far away, they used to offer pranam in such a manner that even Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could not see them. So that was the strictness Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu followed during his sannyas ashram. He followed strictly very sannyas dharma. So that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was such a strict sannyasi, she appreciated the mode of worship uh, done by the gopis of Vrindavan to Lord Krishna, as considering Krishna to be their paramour, gopis. So Ramya Kachit Upasana Brajabadhur Vargena Prakalpita. I'll show you the verse. Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya, Chaitanyam, Matamidam, Matamidam, Sri Chaitanyam Matamidam, Mahaprabhu's supreme gift. रम्या काचित् उपासना वरवधू। हाँ। आराध्यो भगवान् ब्रजेश तनयस्तद्धाम वृन्दावनम्। रम्य काचिदुपासना व्रजवधूवर्गेण या कल्पिता। श्रीमद्भागवतं परं प्रमाणममलं प्रेम पुमार्थु महान्। श्रीचैतन्यमहाप्रभुर्मतमिदं तत्रोदरो न परा। So it is the conclusive opinion of Lord Chaitanya that the most worshipable form of the Lord is that of Sri Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj. Vrindavan Dham is the topmost worshipable abode. The highest and most pleasing type of worship of Krishna is done by the Vraj gopis. And Srimad Bhagavatam is the spotless authority on everything. And Krishna Prem is the fifth and highest goal of life. So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's opinion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's opinion is that most worshipable form of the Lord is Sri Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, Brajendra Nandan, Shyama Sundar, is the most worshipable form. And of all the abodes of the Lord, Vrindavan Dham is the topmost. And of all kinds of worship or devotional service rendered by all kinds of pure devotees, the highest and most pleasing type of worship of Krishna is done by the Braj Gopis. And Srimad Bhagavatam is the spotless authority on everything. And Krishna Prem is the highest goal of life. So this is the uh, conclusion of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But anyway, so that same kind of the purest form of relationship, eternal relationship with Krishna, which gopis have in the spiritual world, has come in the most degraded form in this material world, which is known as girlfriend boyfriend. This is the most degraded form of relationship which can exist in this material world. Most contaminated and most degraded, most abominable, and most displeasing and most miserable situation. All these factors carry. In the spiritual world, this kind of relationship with Krishna with and gopis, this is most purest, highest, and most pleasurable and eternal, and have highest quality. But in the material world, this becomes very degraded. So that's why one should be very careful. If we want to if we want to have the association with Krishna, want to develop relationship with Krishna, then we must become completely free from this contamination, lusty contamination. It cannot exist in the heart of a devotee who is willing to develop a complete and perfect form of relationship with Krishna. It should be avoided. And it has great disadvantage. Great. Once material life is ruined, and the next life is also completely finished. This is mentioned in the Bhagavatam. This is very, very risky business. And it's mentioned, illicit sex especially is so contaminating, and it's such a great sinful activity. It has great punishment, which cannot be mentioned also. Just imagine. So this should be avoided. Do not get affected by just temporary feelings of some attachment by seeing a young girl or young boy. Try to tolerate it and dovetail your consciousness with Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Take shelter of Krishna's holy name very strictly. Read Bhagavad Gita Bhagavatam, associate with devotees, and eat prasadam. Then you can overcome all these nasty things, nasty desires. Do not get affected. Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can ask. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Yes, Ankita Mataji.
प्रभु जो भी आपने लास्ट में बताया सबसे मतलब अच्छा प्योरेस्ट फॉर्म में गोपियां और कृष्ण भगवान के लिए, तो क्या गृहस्थ में जो हस्बैंड वाइफ का रिलेशनशिप होता है एज दिस वे, तो वो गलत है क्या? वो भी इम्प्योर है?
For Grihasthas, the relationship can be there, but it should be centered around Krishna. Means just like we can have the understanding, he is my husband, she is my wife. So this relationship can be there, but one should understand very perfectly that actually she is not my wife, he is not my husband. she or he, they are servant of Krishna, and I'm also servant of Krishna. So both of us, two servants, together we are trying to serve our master Krishna. That is the mood one should have.
Means both should have equally love for Krishna, no, Prabhu?
Yes,
We
yes,
can say.
and both of them should help each other to means advance in Krishna consciousness. And according to nature, one should accept their duties and help each other. Especially, it is said that wife should support and assist her husband nicely so that he can serve Krishna very nicely in arranging programs, preaching activities, and all those things in this way.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Any other question?
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु।
Hare Krishna.
सर विजय बोल रहा हूँ मैं।
यस विजय, आप कहाँ से बोल रहे हैं विजय? मुंबई में कहाँ से हैं?
एक्चुअली मैं मुंबई मुंबई मलाड से
ओके, मलाड
हरे
से हैं।
कृष्णा करके मैं ज्वाइन होता हूँ।
ओके ओके, आप किसके कांटेक्ट में?
अभी जैसे आपके मेरे पहले किसी ने क्वेश्चन पूछा कि मतलब पति पत्नी रह के उस संबंध में रह के कैसे भगवान की मतलब पूजा अच्छे से कर सकते हैं जिससे कि हम उनके और क्लोज जा सकते हैं। मैं भी बहुत बहुत नया हूँ और पिछले
यस
करीब 7-8 महीने से मैं भगवत गीता पढ़ रहा हूँ। एक बार तो पूरा पढ़ा लेकिन कुछ समझ में नहीं आया, फिर से स्टार्ट
ओके
किया हूँ पढ़ना।
ओके, वेरी
और
नाइस।
कोशिश करता हूँ कि माला कर लूँ, लेकिन माला बहुत होता है मुझसे तो एक दो होता है। आज सुबह से मैंने कोशिश की तो मैंने 16 माला की। और
ओह
माला
वेरी
मैंने वैसी
नाइस।
की है कि यूट्यूब पे जो श्री प्रभुपाद जी का जो वीडियो है उस वीडियो से मैंने माला की है, जो 4 बार
ओके
आता
गुड।
है।
यस
चार चार का राउंड था, आज मैंने 4 बार किया तो आई वाज मुझे ऐसा लगा कि मैं कल पूछने वाला था क्वेश्चन कि हम 16 माला कैसे कर सकते हैं। तो मैं सोचा
यस
पहले
यस,
मैं कोशिश करता हूँ, अगर मुझसे नहीं होता फिर मैं पूछता हूँ आपसे।
हाँ कर सकते हैं, मैं आपको गाइड करूँगा।
तो
तो अभी अभी विजय
जी
प्रो,
हाँ।
अभी टाइम हो गया है, मुझे एक नेक्स्ट क्लास चालू करना, मैं आपको पर्सनली कॉल करता हूँ ना, फिर आपको डिस्कस करता हूँ
मैं
और भी
आपको
हमारे प्रोग्राम से
नंबर दे
इनवाइट
सकता
कर।
हूँ, मैं नंबर
हाँ
दे
ठीक
सकता
है,
हूँ।
नंबर भेजिए। हरे कृष्ण।